G'day guys, Steve from the City of Launceston, Engineering Surveyor from the Spatial Investigations Department. I'm just here to talk to you about some of the drones we've been using. So the last couple of years we've had this DJI Phantom 4 Advanced. We purchased it with the idea of doing some aerial mapping and surveying, and since we bought it the applications for it have just snowballed. So we've ended up doing a lot of videos for stuff, just capturing aerial imagery of projects as they're being built, so some time-lapse imagery. We've been doing some volume calculations for the Launceston Waste Centre, capturing data for graves at Carvilla, post bushfire burn mapping, and yeah, we've just found the applications have sort of snowballed as people have sort of understood the capabilities of the drone and what we're able to use it for. In the last year or so we've sort of been looking into buying a new drone. The one we've got here at the moment's great, but it's sort of just like the entry-level drone. So we've looked at upgrading to the DJI Matrice. We looked at a lot of different types of drones and what sort of different functions and software capabilities and camera quality and everything like that when we're sort of looking at the market to see what was available, and we ended up with this one, so the DJI Matrice 210 RTK. So the reason we upgraded to this one was it's sort of a top-level commercial enterprise drone. So it's the best one on the market at the moment that DJI produce. The reason it's sort of such an improvement on what we've already been using, it comes with a much better 24 megapixel full frame mapping camera. So it's got the ability to run two downward gimbals, so we can actually run two cameras at the same time. You can also interchange different types of cameras, whereas the old one was just fixed with a single camera. So this one we got here at the moment is just a 24 megapixel camera, but you can also interchange. There's a Z30, which is a 30 times optical zoom camera, which we might be looking at purchasing just for inspections and stuff like that, which is handy in spots where you can't actually get close to what you want to look at. But yeah, it also opens up if down the track we ever want to invest in a thermal camera. There's a lot of different types of them we can attach to it. The other great thing about it is, so it's full survey grade RTK GPS. So it's got a couple of GPS antennas on the top. Also runs a survey base station. So the images we take are geotagged, similar to what you take in your phone, except the coordinates given to each photo will be accurate to within sort of 20-30 mil in XYZs. It also runs two batteries, so it's got battery redundancy. If one failed, then it just drops out of the sky. So with this one, we've got one to back it up. Yeah, it's got two GPS antennas for redundancy as well. It comes with a pretty neat looking controller and a crystal sky screen. So this screen is just unreal to look at outside. Like, it's not like the older screens on your phones and that you sort of had to get there and cover the sun. This one, it's actually that clear even in bright sun, so it just makes it a lot easier when you're trying to fly in daylight and you've got an awkward sun angle and stuff like that. The great thing about this drone as well, so it's got its own FPV camera, so we can run two pilots at once. So you can have someone flying the drone with one controller and then you can have someone else filming with a different controller, so you can actually run sort of in parallel, and you can have someone focusing on where they're flying and what they're doing so they don't hit anything, and then you can have someone capturing the imagery and the videos if that's what you're after, and it just adds that level of safety that we didn't have before. Yeah, so the FPV camera is great for that. So obviously if someone's filming, they're moving the camera around, you can't see where you're flying, but that can show you exactly what's in front of you. It's got all the usual obstacle avoidance sensors, so it's got a couple on the front, a couple underneath, I think it's got a couple on top, probably a couple behind. So yeah, it also comes with, it's got anti-collision beacons, and it's got this airspace technology. We actually took it out a couple of days ago for a flight, and it told us that there was an aircraft nearby, and we looked around and couldn't see anything, and then this plane came out of the clouds. So that happened a couple of times actually, and it surprised us how accurate it was. So it just provides that extra level of safety when you're flying. You might be flying near airspace, or like obviously Launceston, the planes go right over us where we are here, so it's just handy knowing what's in the area. Because the drone's so big, so it's about 6.2 kilos max takeoff weight. about 4 of the guys here, we had to go get our remote pilot licence through CASA to actually be able to fly it. So with the old one being sub 2 kilo, you didn't have to have that level of qualification, but yeah, to actually fly this drone you need to go through your remote pilot licence course, and Corey, our manager's done the remote operator certificate, so yeah, we all sort of report to him and he approves each flight, signs it off. Yeah, so it involved a bit more learning and a bit more of an understanding of aviation and some of the laws and all that sort of jazz that's involved in flying something a little bit bigger than just your entry-level drone.